Hey, Christy Renee here from Christy Renee Healing Ministries and Mind Rewire. I promised in the last video where I talked about the I Am Presence and the ability to be the curious observer, to do another video on how to quiet your mind. So that's what this is. And yes, I'm driving again, but this time it's local. But I thought I would do this real quick because it doesn't take a ton of time to explain it. The deal is the practice, right? You guys have to start understanding it is the daily thing that you do that will create your experience in this world. And so if you're sitting in your brain, ruminating through your past and beating yourself up for whatever reason, or pointing fingers at people, they did, right? And you keep doing that, you're creating your world in that, right? You're going to re-experience what you've already experienced. So the greatest advice anybody could ever give you is don't do that. Don't do that. Find a new way to think. Find a new way to express yourself to yourself and to other people, right? Quit telling your story. And people always get upset at me when I say this. Quit telling your story. But it's who I am. But it's not who you want to be. And if it's not who you want to be, you have to quit telling the story the way you've been telling it, the way you think you understand it, in order to move yourself beyond it. Man, I wish I could show you the river that's running over here next to me. It is crazy high. We're about to get some floods, I'm afraid, from all this snow and fallout we've gotten. Okay, anyway, so how to quiet your mind. I'm going to give you 3 different methods through this video, and I'm going to try and do them quickly so that you can find one. And if none of these 3 work for you, find something else. Keep looking. But if one of these work, hang on to it and then practice it consistently, and then maybe add another one to it, so that as you keep doing this, it just gets quieter and quieter, and it becomes your natural state. So understand this first. Your natural state of being is a quiet mind. Your natural state of being is a quiet mind. What makes your mind busy and noisy is all of the crap that's been shoved into it, right? All the things that you've been taught about yourself, all the things that you've learned, all the things that you think about and continue to think about. It's pretty much anything that gets caught up in the neuroplastic of your brain. Now, there's 2 different ideas on brain and mind, that they're 2 separate functioning things, but all of this functions together. And I sometimes have a hard time keeping this sorted myself. Your brain is your brain. Right? It does what it does. It stores information based on what you learn and what you keep thinking about and what you keep allowing in your system. Your mind is the energetic field around you that holds information from the ether, right? Beyond the brain, right? So it's got a broader function than the brain. What we are quieting is the brain. We are going to quiet your brain down so you can basically stop your own thoughts, yeah? That would be super helpful, wouldn't it? Okay, so the first method I want to tell you is using, let me see if I can get this set up differently here. Oh, maybe that's better. The first method I want to tell you is using what's called a toroidal field. Now, this is a Caroline Corey idea I got from her, and we know about the toroidal field around your heart. Dr. Dispenza talks about that all the time, right? A lot of people do, but he's got a really good grasp on that concept. If you want to learn more about it, YouTube Joe Dispenza and the heart field, right? Or toroidal fields even. And listen to all kinds of people, because there's all kinds of information out there. Don't just listen to 1 or 2 people. But understand, so with Caroline Corey's teaching, she talks about the heart field, which is a toroidal field. If you don't know what that is, Google it, YouTube it, whatever, look it up so you know what a toroidal field is. And then understand it's your electromagnetic field in this existence. You have one that goes all the way around your whole body, and you'll see pictures of this. If you Google toroidal fields and then hit images, you'll see all kinds of fantastic, wonderful pictures. And some of them are maybe quite correct, but I think you'll get the idea. You'll certainly get the gist of it by looking at that. Caroline says your brain also has a toroidal field. Everything has its own magnetic field, so it has its own toroidal field. Your gut has its own toroidal field, and these are the three that she typically works with. Every cell of your body has its own toroidal field. So the one we're going to be focusing on today, but then you can do it with all of these, is we're going to focus on the one with the brain, because we want the mind quiet. So what I want you to do is look up toroidal field, know what it looks like, and then come back to this video. Once you're back here at this point in the video, sorry, my camera keeps sliding around here. Once you're back to this part of the video, I want you to work on visualizing a toroidal field around your head, right? So the energy comes out the bottom, goes in through the top, so basically in through your crown chakra, and then back out underneath, and it circulates back around. The toroidal field around your brain, around your head, is pretty tight to the size and shape of your head. It's not like the heart where it extends out as much as 9 feet outside of your body, according to some measurements. This is a measurable field. It is how we know it's there, right? It is measurable. So I want you to close your eyes, breathe, inhale, exhale, quiet the body down, right? Calm your nervous system down a little bit with your breath. So it's big inhales, nice long deep exhales. Do that a few times, and then visualize this toroidal field around your head. So some will say to me, so I'm pretending it's there. Yes, right? Because pretending is the greatest form of visualization. So if you're pretending it's there, you are doing it perfect. So pretend it's there. And then see it moving. Try and notice the movement of it, and then try and feel it. So now you're sitting here visualizing this toroidal field. I am at a stoplight. That's why my eyes closed. Feel the field. See it going around. Keep paying attention to it. Pay more attention to it. And then stay here. Ooh, sorry, my car's having some issues this morning. It is super cold out here. And then keep doing that. Right? So spend a period of time just visualizing it and letting it move. Your awareness and focus should be on the movement of the field. Notice what happens. So I want you to take like 10 minutes out of your busy day, turn this video off once you understand the concept, and just do that and see what happens. Putting all of your awareness and all of your focus on watching that field move and feeling the energy of it. Okay? Notice. Most people notice that by itself will start to quiet your thoughts. And the reason is you're focusing into the movement of the field instead of focusing on your own thoughts, right? So it seemingly quiets down your thought processes. Okay, here's the next step to this, right? So that's step 1 is visualize it. Step 2 is feel it. Step 3 is to actively, while you've got this going on and you're noticing the sense of calmness, you're noting some peace with it, you might be getting anxious with it because your thoughts really get revved up. Some people's will. I want you to pay attention to the thoughts now. So we're still watching the field, so you're going to kind of split yourself. Be the curious observer, and this is where you can kind of pull yourself out. Be the curious observer and actively take one of those thoughts. So something that you thought, take that thought and bring it over to the edge of that toroidal field and drop it right in. And just let it go. Let it do its thing. Don't follow it. Right? Just keep doing that. Every thought you think, drop it into the toroidal field. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. The goal is to quiet your brain down. The goal is to be there every time you notice a thought, and even if it's a thought like, I can't believe this is working, or maybe this isn't working, right? You tell yourself, oh, this isn't working, drop that in the field. I can't believe I'm sitting here doing this, drop that in the field. Oh, it's getting quieter and quieter, this is kind of cool, drop that in the field. Every thought you think, okay? And then keep doing that. So the practice would be every time you sit down to meditate, before you meditate, do this. Quiet your brain down. Quiet it down, quiet it down. Shut it up, shut it up, right? When I'm in my car, sometimes I'll start doing it just to see how quiet I can get my brain while I'm actively driving. eyes open, right, paying attention, but I'm not thinking about all kinds of other stuff. What it will do is it will bring you to the present moment, and then all you're doing is participating in the present moment, right? That's a huge key to success in life, is participating in the present moment. Okay, next thing I'm going to tell you, or the next one, right? So that was one. The next thing you can do, that you can try to quiet your brain down, is to gather information, right? So get coherent. Go back to my heart coherent video, or beyond heart coherent video, maybe a month ago or so. Watch that video, learn how to get coherent. Heart, brain, gut, everything's coherent. You've got the same information flowing through your heart, your head, and your gut. And then what I want you to do is, any thought form that shows up, I want you to take that thought form, and I want you to take it and move it into your heart space. So you're actively collecting it. Now, a lot of times what I will tell people to do, and how I work with people when I do this with people, is I will tell them, I'm parked in a parking lot, so I'm safe. I will tell people to take a bucket and a ladder. So now you're visualizing a bucket and a ladder. Bucket's in your head, ladder goes from your brain to your heart. Okay, I think we probably did this on the ladder of awareness video. And all you're doing is collecting thoughts and moving them to your heart. Whatever shows up, collect it, move it to your heart. Collect it, move it into the center of your heart space. Let it dissipate, let it dissipate. And keep doing that. Like, do it daily for a while until your brain is just relatively quiet. Not only does that help quiet your brain, so you can use it for the present moment, you can use it for situations that are going on right now, instead of thinking about the past or worrying about the future. You're right here, right now. What you're going to notice when you're bringing it into your heart is you're taking apart neuroplastics super fast. People will say they'll put something in their heart and they'll feel it just like disappear. Some people say it feels like a toilet flushing, like it's, and then it's just gone, right? So notice what it feels like, because if you can harness that feeling, you can redo this super fast, right? The feeling is the key. The feeling is the key. If you can feel it, you can grab it and do it whenever you need to. So if your brain gets out of control, you can just grab it and move it into your heart and let it wash right out, right? Okay, so that's the second method. So now you've got toroidal field, you've got heart brain coherence, right? Actively taking the thought, moving it to your heart space. The third method I'm going to tell you is one you've probably heard a lot. It is kind of the idea of Psych K, Brain Gym, and Brain Gym before Psych K even. EMDR, if you've ever done that with a therapist, and you can only learn that one if you are a therapist, so that's kind of funny to me. But it's all the same idea. It's about getting your brain into a state of wholeness, right? Whole brain state. That's why they call it that. You can look this up on my channel. You can look it up on many channels and find these techniques where they're crossing their arms and their legs, right? If you do it to the issue, you can actually pinpoint an issue. Sit there with your arms crossed, and then by doing that, you undo your neuroplastic. I will tell you, there is a video on my channel on Mind Rewire. It's about 3.5 hours long, I think. It's 2 separate classes I taught on this subject. So it's the same exact classes. It comes out of my mouth differently sometimes, which is why I did 2 separate classes on it. And you can go watch that for free. It's on my YouTube channel, so you just have to go look for it. I think it's just called a whole brain state class or something like that. But it's about a whole brain state. If you do that enough, you can even sit with your arms and legs crossed. When you get really good at this, you sit with your arms and legs crossed and watch your thoughts. Just watch them. Be the curious observer. Watch them kind of come in and out of your mind. Watch them change as a curious observer with your arms and legs crossed, because your brain is in a whole state. If I'm trying to be the curious observer and I'm not in a state of wholeness, right? You're kind of redoing everything that you've done. And as a curious observer, that will help calm it by itself. So there's actually 4 methods here that you could use. Just be a curious observer to your thoughts, period. Let them come. Don't look at your thoughts like they are you. They're not you. They have nothing to do with you except that they're trapped in your head, but it's not you. If you cross your arms and legs while you're doing that, you're going to bring your brain into a state of wholeness by crossing midline of your body. This is all explained on my whole brain state video. And then you start to also undo the neuroplastic. There are points in time when I use each one of these 4 things. I have learned them well. Sometimes I combine them and I use them together. If I am super stuck in something comes up that's just really eating me, like an ongoing situation that I've been in for a long time, which I have a few of those going on, and I have no control of it, right? It's just, and because it's going on, it comes into my brain. I will cross my arms and legs and let the thoughts go for a minute, become the curious observer to it, take them from my brain. I'll turn my toroidal field on and get that moving. Let those thoughts go through that. And then sometimes if it still persists, I'll just take everything and move it into my heart. My chosen method, right? If I could just have you do this all the time, it would be the one thing I would do, would be the ladder of awareness, where you're taking it and moving it through the system, because then it gets your system into a coherent state, all of the different parts. Right? Sometimes it's so pervasive and so deep, it's hard for that to even, for that to totally cut through it. That's when I start crossing my arms and legs and breathing, right? Get the toroidal field working. I get into my state of calmness. And I'm going to say 100% of the time, that will take care of whatever that is that's piled up in my brain to the issue. Now understand, people think a lot of times if I do this, it's going to clear up the issue. It's clearing up my issue to the issue, not my issue or not the issue itself, right? Because other people are in play here, right? Other people are in play here. So what other people have brought to the table with their thoughts and their issues within an issue, right? It's more than just me. There's more than just my will at work. My will, my only will, is always that I take care of this, right? That I keep this quiet. By doing that, I alter my world. It doesn't always take care of the issue, right? The issue is ongoing, and it has been for a long time. And there's a few of them that are. And if you knew what the issue was, and you knew my family, and you knew this whole thing, and people who do know me are probably like, I know what she's talking about. I have no control over it. And it's fine, because my perception of it is I have gotten so rich in feeling and in understanding myself through this issue. If the issue hadn't happened, I wouldn't be who I am now. Right? So I look at it totally different than I might have if I had been doing no work with it this whole time. Does that make sense? So you have to work, and you have to let the energy do its job, and you have to stay in the grind. Some people say, it should be just this instant thing. That's the idea that there's a pill you can take that instantly causes something to change, right? And maybe there is. I've never found that pill. The pill is the consistent, constant work. It's the frequent, fervent prayer, right? And it's not just saying words, it's doing the activity that causes the thing to change. Do you understand? I hope this blesses you. Please share this. I was supposed to say in the middle of the video to subscribe and like and comment below, because it helps move these videos, I guess. I'm trying to get more consistent with this again. Spirit's really moving me to take a more active approach at this point, because there's going to be a lot of hurting coming up in the world. And if you understand this, that means you can teach it. If you understand it, right, you can do it. If you need help, contact me. I do private sessions. You can reach me at mindrewire@protonmail.com. I always tell people, if you can find my phone number, feel free to give me a call, leave a message. I don't call phone numbers back that don't leave a message. I apologize for that, but I'm just not going to spend my time doing that. But if you leave a message, I will call you back. If you contact me via email, I will get back to you. If you want a session, please leave that notation in there, right? Put it in your your subject box on your email, I would like a session. My sessions are $100 an hour, and then quarter hour, half hour, right? Do the math on it. If this helps, let me know. Leave a comment below. This world is changing rapidly, and it's going to be amazing when we get through it. But we have to get through it, right? And I think that's the part where everybody's like, ugh, you know, who knows what's happening next? Who knows? We're talking about being a Venezuela state. We might be for a few minutes. Love each other, right? Love is the greatest energy that can cause a shift anywhere from wherever you are, right? Love. My greatest practice right now that I have taken up because of Saint Germain is every night, and now I'm doing it every morning because I'm finding it so profound, is to get coherent. I sit in my heart space. I use a few I am statements because I love the work of the I am, right? My spirit. I get in tune with that, and then I start just sending love. I will call people out by name. Anybody I've ever had an issue with, right? And my brain just starts giving up stuff. And then even other people that I'm just like, oh, that's a great one. That's a great one. That's a great, and I'll just send love, right? I send love, joy, peace, hope, whatever words come to my mind when I think of that person. I state out loud in that state of coherence, and then we move. It's an amazing practice. It's an amazing practice. I do hope this blesses you. Let me jump off. This is over 20 minutes already. I apologize for that. I talk as fast as I can. I hope this helps. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to donate, I'm on Venmo still currently, or you can Zelle me by my phone number. Or if you want a session, just give me a call. Let's set something up. Have a great, great, great day.